You are listening to Unlaced, a triathlon podcast. I'm your host, Jono Newland, along with Jimmy, hip thruster Newland, and Kane, 720p Reisner. We are here to entertain you through your workout, not teach you how to work out, but you might learn something along the way. Well, had a nice little fade there, nice new name, but first, let's get to these names that have been self-appointed.
Yeah, Mr. Hip Thruster.
I was too embarrassed to do them again today.
The hip thrusters are an exercise where explain the exercise and the purpose of doing them.
It's a glute building machine.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, it's an actual machine, but it can also be just.
Well, yeah, you can also do it, on your own. But it's like you set it up with a bench, and you put your shoulders on a bench, and you bridge yourself with a barbell on your center, I guess, and you just thrust it, hip thrust it.
And then,
but I was too chicken to do it again.
Yeah, so shoulders on the bench, feet on the ground, right? So you're kind of resting with your butt on the ground with the barbell over your hips, and then you thrust it so that your body is parallel with the ground.
If the gym was empty, I would have done it.
You would have done it by yourself.
Too many dudes.
You just got to do it, man. You just got to do it.
Too many people watching.
I know.
You have to do it, and you have to stare people in the eyes as you do it. Yeah, it's like a dominance thing.
It's like the
hello,
the call on me video.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
It's older.
You have to watch it after.
Yeah.
It's like a workout session, and like everyone's just like staring at each other while they're dancing. Just goofy.
Real intense. Well, Kane, Mr. 720p, explain yourself.
Yeah. So the software we're using to record.
You have the nicest
podcast.
Camera out of everyone here.
Hey, man, I'm just saying I invest in equipment for us, and I just want it to be utilized to its fullest potential.
You had it for a side gig and used it in this context.
Yeah, it's got its double use. But so the moral of the story is the podcast software doesn't allow anything higher than 720p.
So you are seeing Mr. Reisner in 720p.
Yeah, and that was a problem. Got to be.
It could be 4K. It could be 4K because that's what his camera is.
This is what they say they do, but I don't know.
Well, Riverside Studio says that they get up to 4K, so they need to fix that.
Yeah,
so Riverside, if you're listening,
or I need to be smarter to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, that being aside, we also have a new name.
Woo!
So we went with Unlaced, a triathlon podcast. And the reason being is
we were way too close to the other Try Guys.
The Try Guys, TRY Guys, is 8 million subscribers. Way too much.
We couldn't even find ourselves.
We couldn't find our own podcast.
When we searched. It was very difficult.
We searched our name and then it automatically changed it to search them.
So we are now Unlaced, a triathlon podcast, which I love it. I'm happy to go with it.
Yeah, I like it too, a lot.
I like it. Yeah. After a lot of deliberation, many different names came across.
A little bit of fighting.
Some good, some bad.
Back to it a few times.
Texts.
Yeah,
we'll go with it. So just got to rebrand all the old stuff, set up emails, all that good stuff again.
All of our merch.
Yeah, change it all, reprint of merch.
Yeah, it's going to cost us thousands. Literally tens of dollars.
Is it going to cost us anything?
We are domain change.
Yeah. We are a week out from last recording, correct? We have we had a good week. We interviewed James Smith. That'll be coming out probably already out after this one's out.
Yep,
but
it'll be released before this one gets released.
Yeah, I'm way off on. Yeah, we're a couple ahead. That's right.
James, he was the four-time Ironman. It was a really good interview, and I think it was okay for our first one. It was fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one to come out.
Real quick, what were a couple highlights of that and the conversation that you guys had?
I really like touching on the mental part of the whole thing because physically, I think all of us can get through it in a physical sense. But the hardest part, the part that scares me is the mental part of all of it. Yeah. And that's the part that makes me afraid to do it. I can, even if it's super hard, even if I can't walk for a week, I can get through it most likely.
Yeah.
But pushing myself through it for 15 hours.
Do you think hitting a mental wall, your fear would be you're just calling it, or that you don't know if you can make it mentally?
There'd be fights like that. Yeah. I feel like it'd be a constant push. I don't think I'd quit. Actually, I don't think I'd quit or even fight myself to quit, but just the pushing myself forward would be tough. Like I would want to stop, like I'd want to walk and that, but.
How close were you to quitting that CrossFit workout a few weeks back?
No, never. Not close at all.
No? Okay.
Our duo one?
The very, yeah.
Like,
yeah. No. The first one you went to. Yeah.
I was never going to quit. I just didn't want to throw up. That was the only thing.
That's a real thing.
I wasn't, see, I'm not like
you were in a dark place for a while.
I was, but I'm not like, I'm never going to quit, but it'll take a lot for me to actually quit. If I don't think I can do it, I would. But most of the time I can power myself through it. Just like, I really hate this. I just try to look toward the end and just know that eventually, in a matter of time, it will end and I will be okay.
Yeah. So back to James Smith. I liked hearing about Alaska, but I just like hearing about his philosophy on training and what he does leading up to his races, and just kind of getting in his head and his mind space a little bit about what it really is like to take on a task that big.
Yeah, I was actually thinking today about what would his expectations versus reality for his first one have been. Like if he played out what his expectations go in and then reality, that old school meme of like expectations versus reality, just getting his
Instagram versus reality.
Yeah. Getting that take on that experience. One thing that stuck out to me was him saying it took him almost, if I remember correctly, like almost a decade from when he got into triathlons to doing an Ironman. And it was a quick decision after reading David Goggins' book of just like, I need to sign up and make it happen. And once he signed up, it was kind of there, but it just kept pushing it off until he was going to be at a certain stage. And that just really stuck with me. And I thought it was awesome. It was motivating and just cool to hear the stories and the approach. And it was all really good.
I think that
got me fired up.
I think that's helped us a lot too. Cause I would probably been on that 10-year path. Like, eventually in my life, I'd want to be an Ironman.
Well, now I'm
he is like fast forwarding us. Like I'm going from my first triathlon to Ironman. Well, if it's planned right, it'd be like 4 years, which is still quite a bit, but
well, and I'm
never known about it without him.
Seriously considering and looking at schedules of next year of that half Ironman that you guys are looking at in Door County.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's very likely. And then, but the Ironman after that as well. I was like, I'm just thinking about it, but I know Drew's like, Kane's in.
No,
I'm not rolling my eyes like you're not going to do it.
I'm like,
I'm thinking of it. But
that's just what I mean is that it brought me from like thinking, okay, let's get a sprint in and see how this goes and whatever, to like, I'll just do an Ironman. I can do this. So it was great. It was a good talk. Well, moving on, we have a couple new segments today that we're introducing in with a new name. So just a highlight of the new segments. We got gear trivia. That'll be a quick segment run by Jimmy. And we have show and tell, which is basically taking some items of gear in the triathlon world and just walking through them, informing each other, and also just cool gear that we found. And the last one is a draft, and I will leave it at that until we get to it. So let's move into the quick segment here with gear trivia. So Jimmy, you said you got something here. What you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm gonna name a piece of gear. And Kane, if you know it, just don't I think you would know it, but don't say anything. And John,
let me get a first crack.
I'm assuming you don't know it, but just try to guess where it belongs. So the piece of gear is a derailleur.
Derailleur.
A derailleur.
Can you spell it?
Are you going to Google it if I do?
No.
Derailleur. Derailleur.
Derailleur.
Kane, do you know what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not 100% that you're saying it exactly right, but it's close enough.
I am, because
really?
I don't know. Everybody I've talked to says it like that. So what are you trying to say? Derailleur?
Derailleur.
Everybody calls it derailleur.
Really?
I mean, I went to the bike shop and that's what they call it too.
Derailleur is what you call
fair
it?
enough.
Derailleur.
Okay, I would guess. So first,
the Scherzer and derailleur.
First, I'll guess.
Do I hear a keyboard?
No, but I was something else. First, I will guess the piece of so I think it goes on the bike. Let's just say the piece of equipment that goes on.
You're right, but it's on a bike.
Okay, it's on the bike.
Well, you said you could to the bike shop, and that's how they pronounced it. So
I didn't even
really hope it went on a bike.
Over my head. I did not catch that. I was not thinking about that. Okay. So I got the piece of equipment right, and I would say, is it the two like armrests in between the hand grips that you put your forearms on?
Those are aero bars.
Aero bars. Okay.
So I'm going to screen share it real quick. In a derailleur.
It's like a little small piece.
The piece of equipment that goes on the back that handles changing your gears, like pushing the chain. Okay. It's a whole component that does that.
I know what that is. I did not know the name.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was for a long time until the guy at the bike shop said it. He's like, "Yeah, it looks like your derailleur's a little crooked. We'll have to." I'm like, what are you talking about?
What'd you say?
What did you say to me?
What?
What do you know about my derailleur?
After I got done punching him, he told me what it was.
So yeah, that's a derailleur.
Okay.
And we'll try again. I try not to look into too many different terms. I'll try to
educate ourselves.
Yeah, don't educate yourself. Let me trivia you.
Let me be your teacher.
Okay. Derailleur.
Yeah.
So how do you spell it again?
DERAILLEUR.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So it should be derailleur, not derailer.
Yeah,
derailleur and desterzer.
It's French.
I was gonna say it's got to be French.
That joke didn't land the first time I said it, so I said it again.
I didn't even hear it. Say it again. Say it again.
Derailer and desterzer.
Now I know why.
Sorry, my mic was off. You couldn't hear me laughing.
Now I know I didn't land the first two times.
Pull up.
We can't land here.
I keep trying.
It's awesome.
I won't give
All
up.
right. Well, that was a good gear trivia, and we can definitely segment. pop that one back in here and there. I like that. So we'll move on to show and tell. So this is one where we all went and found a piece of equipment or gear that we could use in training or in competing. And who's got the first one? This is yours, Jim?
This is mine. So these, I've never seen these before. These are compression boots, and they're like a recovery tool to use. And what they do, they like obviously compress your, they're almost like a compression sock that is actively moving and trying to push your blood through your legs. So it's a good, they're super expensive, but I would love to try one out if I could.
Yeah, I've seen these in a hospital, like to keep, if you're in a bed a long time, like keeping the blood moving and stuff. But
so do they actually like?
They're sweet.
It compresses the air. Like it like I'm guessing it's like a blood pressure cuff. I would assume that. Yeah, like, but squeezes.
Is it just all the air in one, like the entire thing the whole time?
No,
it's like massaging your legs.
It'll move it lower to higher. Yeah, it'll push it.
Like, yeah. So after Hannah had our kids, they had those at the hospital, and I put them on. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. And it's just like massaging your legs and move them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've definitely heard about them for recovery.
They're expensive, like $700,000, something like that.
Wow.
But
shout out to Ashley Mateo writing this article.
Yeah. I guess we'll give her a little shout out for
don't have to. I just read it and I was like,
writing that article.
Anyway, that's cool. I like it.
Those are cool. I've seen those. I've never used them, but I've always been intrigued. Yeah.
What specifically? You may not have dug deep into it, but like, are they doing for your blood? So it's opening. It's and pushing your blood.
No, it's pushing your blood through. So like compression, it kind of, and I think it was this article even. It was talking about how compression socks are like they're tighter at the bottom, and they get looser. They get more loose as it travels up your leg as you put them on, like the socks for older people. This works like that, but it's actively like compressing and pushing all the way up your legs, all the way up your thighs. And so it's just circulating up your blood.
Opening up that circulation. Making sure
but it's just like, it's the mechanical piece. So like if I wanted to like almost do like, I know rolling's different because that's more muscular, but it's just compression. It's not like there's anything that's like waves or anything going into the legs.
Right. It's not like a massage leg.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell.
Right.
But yeah, that's my.
They're supposed to be a recovery tool, right? So
Pneumatic.
it should be a muscular thing.
Oh,
too,
it says right up top, will flush waste buildup in your cells and relieve muscle soreness.
So these things, what they do, they'll flush waste buildup in your cells, and they will like work on relieving your muscle soreness.
And it's pneumatic compression.
Pandemic?
I know that's what?
I know it's pneumatic. I was just being silly. It
has
a P in it.
So there's not too much more to go in on mine. So, but I thought they were pretty neat. Never seen them before.
Man, recovery.
They look pretty neat.
Just even the last 5 years has been such a big deal. Like now I know why all of the older NFL athletes or other athletes are using different methods of recovery, because in high school or like right out of there you could just like go run and do whatever, but now I'm just hurting after things and like needing to stretch or doing like ice bath or something like that.
Yeah, man, we're
as
getting
you get older.
We're getting old.
You gotta really go for maintenance and longevity.
Yep.
All right, well, who's got
my turn?
The next one here.
My turn. Jim, pull it up.
Pulled up.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is it's the Kicker Smart Trainer. It's the Wahoo brand. It's a indoor bike trainer. So this one has Wi-Fi connectability, and it connects to different softwares where you can track your bike rides that you do. So you're tracking power wattage, and then so it basically you can tell you your speed that you're going and your distance that you're traveling. So super useful for the winter months. I'm really excited because I'm actually getting one this winter, so I'll be able to do all my indoor rides this winter.
Yeah, commonly used.
And you can ride with other people too, so we'll be able to ride
programs like Zwift. Yeah, through Zwift we can ride together. But the biggest thing, I think the coolest thing is like the wattage. Like, buying watt pedals for riding in the summer is so expensive, but being able to hop off in the winter and connect to this and just like be able to track your wattage throughout the winter and get a feel for that when you train in the summer is real.
Not having to have the watt pedals in the summer. Is that what you're saying? Like this just gives you a baseline.
It's like a $500 thing for the pedals. It's like probably $500 for the watt pedals. And James has those, but you can still get a feel. I mean, you're not going to get the exact wattage, but
so is that just another measurement that you would say like how many watts you're putting out? Or doing?
The wattage is a measurement that you can consistently measure, which is pretty cool. So like you can always talk about how fast you're going in speed and miles per hour, but your miles per hour, if you're going up a hill, is going to be way different than going down a hill. So the consistency through that is you want the wattage to stay consistent going up that hill. So you're, so pushing up the hill at whatever, how many watts you're going is going to be going a lot slower than going down the other side of that hill at that same amount of watts. But watts is something consistently that you want to hold. And that's a measure that you can easily,
right. So it's the measure of power that you're putting on the pedals. So it's super important throughout training, but still during race day, the only thing that matters is speed, right? So it's nice to have those for training, but you still need to be focusing on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like no matter what you train in wattage, so how fast you can race in wattage. And then whatever, if you have a good day for racing, if the weather and everything is perfect, your race will go awesome because you have your wattage that you're going to do, and you'll be faster. If it's worse weather, you're going to have that same wattage, but it's affected by weather and terrain. But you'll always you're racing, you're training for that wattage pretty much.
So having the wattage pedals then, which could be a good future.
That will track the whole time you're going to let you know.
So you're seeing that. So you're watching it, and it's like, okay, I want to stay within this range. Yes. Similar like miles per hour, but obviously that's not a great measuring tool for as precise as like
there's less variability with power because it's the exact same thing indoors versus outdoors.
Yeah,
and ideally it'd be nice to have both, right? The power pedals for your outdoor rides, and then the smart trainer for your indoor rides.
Right.
Then you can measure it.
Yeah, because I heard James reference.
You can at least
wattage.
Get a feel. You can at least get a feel on the winter on this thing for what the summer's like, to know what your wattage is like. It won't be exact, but trying to do a ride, trying to do a race just by looking at average miles per hour is, disheartening sometimes because you're trying to keep this miles per hour up. So you're pushing super watts out just to try to keep it up or try to catch up if it looks like you fell back. But you might be having downhill come up, so you might be killing yourself wattage wise, power wise. Early.
Yeah.
You
can burn
to maintain
out
So you're not.
That's
if you do have bad weather, you maintain what power
Wattage,
you generally put out in wattage.
And you don't look at miles per hour at all.
Yeah. So it's just like, okay, I'm at my wattage, even though this headwind is terrible.
That's why training at wattage is good, because you know how much you can power you can put out, regardless of how fast you're going.
Especially for like an Ironman or something where you're putting out a ton of energy over a full day.
Well, you got to measure every ounce of energy you're putting out in all these different disciplines, and so having that wattage measurement is perfect throughout that.
So sense. It's like training on feel, but you have real numbers, right? Yeah. Because when you're training on feel, you're making sure that you have enough left in the tank to do the whole ride or race or whatever it is.
If you just do based on time, then you can
or
be
speed,
killing yourself. Yeah.
Especially I'm going up a hill, or if you're on an incline that you don't know, you're going to slow down, and if you try to power through to keep that speed up while you're on a 2% incline or something, you're going to burn out. You're not going to have it. So it's a good way 2%? To stay consistent in your output. Yeah. Like a 2% grade incline is what I'm
saying. This is example. The brand is Wahoo,
which is a very popular brand.
It's called a very popular cycling brand.
I have one of these. I have a smart trainer. So I used it. I got it last year. So I used it all last winter, and it was incredible.
Right. And you just hook up, and then you're staying on your bike the whole time, what you would ride in the summer. Convert, put onto here. So anybody not being able to see this, if you don't know what this is, you just put the back wheel. You got to get that derailleur.
You just hook up your
move that thing and
then this replaces your back wheel.
Yep. Yeah. And then it just puts resistance based on terrain virtually that you might be riding.
It's been one of the best training products I've ever bought, like the most helpful training products I've ever bought.
If I had. I would look into one more if I had a bike that I was sure I was keeping. Like I would want to get a new bike before I do anything. But no, that's awesome.
Yeah, Kane, you're gonna love it.
I'm so excited for this thing.
Yeah, biking is gonna be one of my big like I'm not doing anything through winter, and I'll just jump into stuff in the summer. But I actually a friend of mine had offered potentially to borrow his. He's got some really nice ones, and he's about my height. So
I might have a hookup.
I might take him up on that.
I might have a hookup for you for a bike, maybe potentially, from a friend of mine. But
you're gonna want to hit bike hard though this spring if you plan on doing
the half
triathlons. Just because it's just the long.
I know it's so different,
so it's such a time investment.
And definitely, and it just takes a long time. I know it would be great to have one of these. I don't even know if I'd have a spot to put one of these.
All you need is the width of or just length of your bike. If you can put your bike somewhere in your house, that can be the back wheel. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
it connects. You can connect your Wi-Fi too through the if you're doing Zwift through the companion app. That's how I connect. Okay. So I'm in different. I don't connect.
And I could probably just like.
Or you can Bluetooth it from an iPad.
Is it easy to remove your bike, or you kind of is it?
Oh yeah, it's easy to take off. Yeah, you just take off the back wheel.
If I had to No, I'm saying, is it easy to take my bike off of this rig and then if I had to take it out and then every time I use it, bring my bike in and do that?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the better you'll get. It's a little interesting, but it's not hard.
Awesome.
So that's
good item. That is definitely something on my shopping list for future.
Oh, it's incredible. All right, Jono.
All right, I have probably a really cool one, but not. I don't know. I wouldn't get one of these just because, not fully practical yet. Maybe depending on price in the future. So these are smart goggles that have a display while you are swimming. So I, in swimming, I would even just like reading a book while I'm swimming. Something's coming up on the screen.
That would be pretty. That would be cool. Well.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to pay attention.
You gotta breathe. I could imagine turning my head.
It's still in your eyes. So these goggles have a display that will show different elements of your training and distance, and so they just again through Wi-Fi connect to an app, connect to your phone, and it can give you input on what you're doing. So instead of having to stop, check your watch, which I'm assuming is how you guys would check pacing and other stuff.
I pretty much don't check until I stop. Stop it
and then
switch.
And then you might always analyze
up in your eye then.
Right. So it would give you just input instantly into how you're performing. So I don't even know what the pair I saw was about $150, $200. I think. I don't know what the lifetime would be.
Pretty
I just
spicy.
Anything smart like this, I love it. So I think it's really cool and potentially might be a fun purchase.
James has these and I have tried them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. James has them, and I have tried them, and they are really
What do you
cool.
think?
They're cool. I don't think they're necessary, but they are cool. Like,
does James use them every workout?
No, I don't think I don't know.
Well,
maybe.
even what we were talking about though and I guess swimming's different because weather still affects you. But what we're talking about in the wattage output, like this, at least gives you, because when you're swimming, you wouldn't have any reference to when you're doing something. Like you just based on feel, right?
Yes, this is like a race day thing. That's but I don't think he won't use these on race day because you could lose them.
Yeah,
something could happen. You
true.
could lose them, so he won't use them on. But this is again almost like the kicker. But you get the feel of your speed,
right? Exactly, and then you can do it output. But that's where I see the value is that it's giving you data live while you're doing something,
so you can adjust mid length.
Because running, I can always check my distance and time, and that's just my go-to. And having run so much, I know like, okay, this is a good workout, whatever I'm trying to shoot for. Biking, I'm still learning what to aim for with miles per hour or whatever. But swimming, I would just be in the dark until you stopped. There's no way I could. Yeah, I guess kind of referencing time maybe. But.
No, these are really nice for training. Yeah, because being able to see that speed you're going is super
and to
helpful.
be able to adjust on the fly too, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're doing a 200 or something, especially for a beginner where you don't really know what it feels like to swim yet.
Yep.
It helps you to pace yourself early on.
Yeah, especially all these workouts that we do, like that you've done with me too, Kane, they all go based off of percentage off of your max speed. So it'll be like, do this amount of swimming at 70%. And
that's just mentally like okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
right now,
70%.
I don't know what that is for me. So I'm like, well, I'll just swim a little slower. But then I end up swimming faster, not fast, but like it's faster than I want to because of.
That's true. Even with running, that was a lot of workouts. They would say like, give you percentages. It would be awesome to be able to have a display. And I mean, this probably couldn't tell you the percent of your max speed, but having a display that would just list it out for what percentage you're running at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
yeah, for sure.
This movement on this web page is getting me just slowly.
All right. I'll get rid of this. And
yeah. No, but those are good.
Those are pretty cool. They're all really cool.
First show and tell as we get into it.
Yeah, this type of sport is not cheap. That's one thing. But if you can buy little bits at a time, it's definitely.
And how much each thing isn't necessary to get into it, though. It's just if you enjoy it, you want to keep pursuing, like going forward. Then
right, yeah, it's not right.
Yeah, you can do it relatively cheap, right? I think the bike would be the biggest thing because you can find some cheap shoes.
Well, even me, my bike's one of my cheaper ones. Like I found you can find good bike deals. Find someone that knows a bike and then like send them links to different used bikes for sale, and then they can let you know what to look for and let you know if it's a good bike or good fit.
Did you buy yours? When did you buy yours? A year ago?
Mine? I bought mine last year, like a week before. No, I'm sorry, not last year. Well, a week before my first triathlon.
Oh,
so it was like maybe 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, because I had it this summer and the last summer.
So you bought the bike and a week later you did your first triathlon?
With it. No. I had a different bike that I was using before. And it was awful. That was the bike that I was always super slow on. And Scott's
I rode on that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hey,
Jono did keep up really well on that bike though. Like for that ride. It was brutal. I know it was.
Skies out, thighs out, working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. But no, my biggest thing is my bike currently is not properly fitted, and that may be something good to go over.
Mine's not either
in the future, because
it's hard to get properly fitted. It's a lot of money too.
Yeah, but even closer than the guy who I bought it from was like at my shoulders, so it's just it's smaller, and I was able to make it the length and stuff fine, but it doesn't feel. I feel like I'm about to go over.
Is there a
front
sticker
of it.
on it?
I'd have to look. I haven't pulled it out in a while.
Why does it cost a lot of?
If it's in the 50s, it's too small for you. Anything that's 50, it's probably like 56 or 58.
I use it for commuting more.
Yeah,
wait, how tall are you?
Fine.
6'2".
Oh, yeah. I'm 6 foot, and I think I ride a 56.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Wait, you're 6'3"?
Well, you got a long torso, don't you?
Who's 6'3"?
I thought you were,
said
Jono.
I'm 6 foot.
Oh no, I'm 6'2". I mean,
I don't know.
Less with compression.
I think it's my hair, but standing up to a measuring thing, it's over 6'2". But I think it's hair. But you got a long torso though, Kane, right? Don't you have a long torso?
I don't know. Maybe. I've never measured my torso to...
The distance that you measure for a bike fit is like from your crotch to the ground. So our legs,
Yeah,
we all have longer legs, I think. Me and Jono.
I just know that the one I have
60 is at least what you
size.
want. 60 is at least what you want.
Wait, why does it cost a lot of money though to get fitted properly?
I don't know. I just know there's the place in Pete's. I know Pete's does it for like $250, and they do, but they do everything. Like they adjust by like quarters of an inch, eighth of an inch, or millimeters. Millimeters.
Millimeters. I think you can go down to.
Went all British here. Just out of nowhere. Millimeters.
Well, I think all of it's measured in the metric system anyway.
Oh,
I think most of it's measured in the metric system. So it's when I was saying like they measure in quarters of an inch. It's actually
why is Ironman like 112 miles? Does it translate to something in metric that's even? Because
That's a good question.
Even a marathon though isn't 26.2, right?
No, do you know where the marathon came from?
Yeah, I know.
That
Nike! Nike!
Yeah, but not the distance.
You know what I'm talking about?
He only ran like 25 something.
The guy that died.
Yeah, what a lightweight.
You know what's funny is like I've heard, and this is a joke I've heard, so it's not like I'm making this up, but like the guy ran and died, and then everybody celebrates by running as far as he did and not dying over and over.
Yeah.
They just have runs where tons of people run as far as he did and
How
not
fast
die.
do you think he ran that?
Haha, we could do this and you can't.
I don't know.
Vastly underfed.
And probably like
in that time of life.
He probably ran like 5 hours.
They failed to. It was from a war, right? So they failed to say he had.
Isn't this like way back
side.
in like long time ago?
Well, Nike, like it was saying
Rome
victory.
wasn't built in a day.
It was. Yeah, but this guy died in a day. Let me tell you. I don't know if it was Rome or Greek or what. Yeah,
I don't know what it was. I just know that Rome wasn't
that.
built.
Kane, pull that up. You can be the Jamie of the Greeks. It was Greece.
Yeah, Greek. It was Greek because it was what's the 300 battle? Isn't that what it was? The legend states that he was sent from the battlefield of Marathon to Athens to announce that the Persians had been defeated in the Battle of Marathon. The Battle of Marathon. That's why it's called the Marathon.
Ah.
So 1 if by rock, 2 if by sand.
Yes.
Yes. Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
And a Sparta kick to boot. So 490 BC is
was
when
it Sparta? Happened. Sparta's not Greece.
No, it's not.
Oh, I was like, this is a history podcast.
So we're a horseback riding podcast. We're a book club podcast. Now we're a history podcast.
I take it. I like all those topics. Maybe not horseback riding. I don't know much.
Yeah, I ride horses, so
I ride them. Ride till you die.
All
like
right,
that guy in Marathon.
Is it time?
It is time.
It is time. Let's do it.
We are now here.
Here is the very first Unlaced.
We need a sound. Lay down a sound.
I know. I
give me a drop.
They're all labeled.
Do it again.
Oh, that's good timing.
Here's the draft. All right.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, I like that.
So what we're going to draft now, we're going to go through. We already have a predetermined order that I randomized with all of us on the call. So I'm first. Kane is second, and Jono's third.
Yeah, you're first in the
very random.
In the randomized.
I randomized it. You guys.
I don't mind. I'll take last because this is a snake draft.
Yes, it is a snake draft.
Anyone who knows the drafting, we are drafting.
So what we are drafting is we are drafting animals for an Ironman. We have to draft one animal for each discipline of an Ironman, and that animal has to run that or has to do that.
What type of animal?
Any land animal. You cannot do it by flying, and you cannot be a fish. That's the only two caveats. And the animal is not riding a bike. Obviously, it's you get a monkey or a dog.
Distance.
You're doing the distance. So it's like a long range animal. So we're gonna go through snake draft. I'm gonna start.
So do you? I guess you can pick any, and you just say what event it would be.
Yes, you have to assign the event to the animal that you pick. Yeah. All right, let me pull up my.
Kane, you ready for yours? I got a list, but I'm afraid of whatever you two pick. But I get it double. Oh man, I'm ready.
All right, and this is.
I am ready.
I got huge help from Kellen on this one. My son Kellen. He told me about this idea, and so for the 101, I'm going to pick a camel.
Wait a second.
And the camel is going to run the 100, the bike portion.
The 112?
Is it 112 or 116? 112.
Oh, we don't have to do it. We can pick any animal in any
order.
Yeah,
you don't have to do swim.
Yeah.
You don't have to, any order. You want to get the best animal for. So now that I took a camel, you probably going to want to get an animal for a swim or the marathon.
While we're picking, you need to.
Do you guys not love that pick?
It is a great pick, but list the miles per hour, like their standard. But or are we going to do the?
Wait, what?
It's about
the long. Like the camel can run that far.
Yeah.
The camel can travel that far. Yeah, so you can get an animal. If you get an animal that runs super fast but can't run that far.
I'm trying to remember my two.
So the camel, I think the camel hat was a good 101.
All right.
I know that's my pick, but it's a great pick. Kane, your first pick.
I'm losing some.
All right. So I'm thrown off by the camel thing. I wasn't expecting a bike thing to be picked first.
Why?
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Well, you can pick your swim one.
You can pick anything, but
we all should get.
I feel like the bike had to be picked first because the other disciplines I feel like lots of animals could do. I don't know how many animals can do, but anyway, you pick yours.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's a good call. So I'm gonna do the swim animal, and I am gonna pick an elk.
Whoa!
Wait a second. No.
Yes.
Bad choice. Bad choice.
Okay. Hit me with some knowledge then. How fast can an elk swim and how long?
Elk are known to swim miles. So if I search, can an elk swim? All cervids are excellent swimmers. Hollow hair and rich fat help make elk buoyant and insulate them from the danger of hypothermia in frigid waters.
Okay, so they can go that they can swim that far.
This is 2 miles.
How fast do they swim? How fast do they swim? How fast do they move in the water? Not top speed. How fast?
Dude, I'm telling you, this camera's not focusing. Hello.
It looked like my first, like the camera.
I know when you're staring at the
episode.
camera. All right, don't pay attention to me. I'm going to disable it. Make sure.
So how fast are these animals?
Didn't work.
Oh, run up to 25 miles per hour. That's not
swim. I think that's a bad pick.
No, this is.
I think the elk will make it, but I don't think it's a great
It'll
pick.
make it.
But it is a pick. It is a pick.
Oh, it's my turn, huh? Oh, shoot.
Right.
What do I want to take?
Jono.
Hey, the elk is going to survive. That's what I care about.
Oh, I get two. Make it. I get two.
But I don't think they're going to be fast. Yes, you get two back to back.
Okay.
I'll
just ignore it.
Ignore it.
All right.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's hard. Picks. It is.
The first episode, I was making me so mad. I want my face
set up here. All right.
Okay.
I get 2 picks. First, I will pick the American alligator
for your swim.
Yes, they swim, Kane.
That's a very good pick.
Up to 20 miles per hour.
But how far?
Oh, they can
how
travel.
How can they sustain that?
Miles.
I don't think the alligator is on my list, on my short list for swim, and I don't think, but it's not my first.
Okay,
I'm going to get mine, so I know.
But I guarantee 2 miles, an alligator, even if it goes 20 miles an hour, it can stop and rest.
No. I don't think an alligator is going to make it in 20 miles an hour, though. An alligator.
Wait.
This is what I'm saying. Wait.
Is an alligator a land animal?
Well, it's an animal that's not a fish and not flying. Not a fish. It can't fly and it's not a fish.
I see them on land sometimes.
But is it a land animal?
That's true. It can be. Can it be on land? Yes.
It is land. I also looked at another animal I will bring up later, but they're much slower. So my point is that if an alligator can go 20 miles an hour, even if it's sprinted for like 5 minutes, it's way ahead of the elk. It could stop and rest and keep going.
How do you know? But we don't know how fast the elk can swim.
If I were an alligator,
that's it. I'm gonna find it.
Jono, I know an alligator is fast, and I know it will make it pretty fast, but it is not going to hold 20 miles an hour the whole time.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. What's your second pick?
All right. So my second pick it has a couple names, but I'm using the pronghorn for the marathon portion.
Good pick. Okay. That's a fast animal too.
I thought about that. That one's really fast, and they say the pronghorn can maintain a marathon, a pace to finish a marathon in 45 minutes.
Okay. Kane.
30 miles an hour. They can get up to 60.
Kane,
that's a pretty good pick.
Kane, you got to pick.
Okay. You guys are not. Oh man, I missed something.
Ken, you guys
are like salivating. You're like, ooh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. Your turn.
So
I'm ready.
I'm gonna pick the runner next.
Which runner? Which one? The long or the short?
The
run.
The marathon or the bike? Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot we were doing
Yeah.
a run for the bike.
For the bike.
Yeah, it's just going the distance.
Maybe I need to switch my pick then.
I don't know. Make a quick game time
pivot.
decision there.
A little.
Yes, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna pivot then. So for the long run, I am going to pick an antelope.
Interesting. They can't run that long.
Antelopes are known to be able to run the fastest, the farthest.
That is also pronghorn. I think it's the same name.
Oh,
that's what I was saying. It goes by many names. In my research, a pronghorn and an antelope looked like it was the same. So we need to challenge
I don't know.
that.
I think I'll let it go.
Whoa.
Although often simply called antelope, pronghorns are not true antelope.
There we go.
Well, pronghorn is faster, so that's fine.
Yeah, and they're two different. They're on different things. All right, my pick. I get exactly what I want.
So pumped.
Oh yes. All right,
dude, it's not gonna be good.
So for the swim, I am gonna take. I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce it two different ways because one of them is probably right, one of them's not. It is a penguin for the swim.
Ooh.
It's a Gentoo or a Gentoo, Gentoo penguin.
I think
that was on my list.
Really? That is the fastest one. I don't know why you didn't take it because that is the fastest one.
Fastest swimming animal?
The fastest long range animal swim. It said they can swim for a long time really fast.
Okay, but that doesn't give me specifics. Just saying a long time. All right,
you want me to get
really
specifics?
Fast.
Oh man, this is bad for podcasting.
No, this is perfect. This is what we need. I need
so that's details. Also not really a land animal, which is why I didn't go with it.
But it's not a fish.
Penguins
all we said is nothing.
Not a fish.
It can't be done by flying, and it can't be a fish.
And it can't be a fish.
Most penguins swim underwater at around 4 to 7 miles per hour, but the fastest penguin, the Gentoo penguin, can reach up to top speeds of 22 miles per hour for 2 miles.
For 2 miles?
For 2 miles an hour?
No. I want you to share your screen and show
all right. I don't know how far they go, but none of you guys gave any definition of how far they go. I know the penguin can go far.
I know an alligator can go more than 2 miles.
Yes, I know this penguin can too, but it's faster than the alligator. Alligator was number 2 on my list. The penguin was the fastest.
Antelope can run up to 60 miles an hour.
They just keep showing fish.
Okay, and now the best marathon pick that I don't know how you guys didn't pick, because the only time if you ever Googled what animal can run
is better.
The only time, if you ever Googled what animal can run the fastest marathon, it is an ostrich.
No.
It is an ostrich. Nope, no challenge. Nope. Okay, you challenge it, but what?
They can go fast, but they can't. Their max speed is 30 miles an hour.
Yes, but they can run that for the whole 26 miles. Type in what animal can run the fastest marathon. Type it in right now.
Pronghorn also runs the same speed, and their max speed is 60, and they can run a 45-minute marathon. I almost picked ostrich.
Kane, what'd you find?
So my Google search says that an ostrich could run a marathon in an estimated 45 minutes.
Yes.
That's what also a pronghorn can, and an antelope. So you're letting Kane go with that.
So how fast can a pronghorn
I'm letting Kane go with that.
Run a marathon?
I guess we let Kane go with the antelope. That's right. They're separate. So we're all even on the marathon.
Yep.
But
so the marathon's completely even then. But
they can run at their top speed continuously.
But if you Google, but it doesn't need to be continuously. It just has to go for a marathon. If you Google what animal can run the fastest marathon,
but it's one person's article.
Ta. They all say the pronghorn antelope or an ostrich.
All three of them. So we all matched. All right.
The answers I'm getting are pronghorn, antelope, or ostrich. So that's fine. I'll go even on that. Perfect. I win. Okay, sorry. Never mind.
Kane doesn't win the swim. That's all we say.
Kane, what is your marathon?
Kane, your last pick.
So I have a question. Has any ostrich or antelope ever actually been proven to run 26 miles at one time?
We're going to do this?
In 45 minutes.
We're going to do this now?
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
Hey, you picked antelope too.
Wait.
Oh, you picked antelope for a bike. I don't think an antelope can run 112 miles.
You're right.
Eventually it will. Eventually it will.
It could probably do it faster than a camel.
Actually.
Wait, so what's my last one? Okay, I need the run, the short run. So my short run animal is going to be a deer.
It's like an antelope, but I like it. All right.
Yep.
Just short.
White-tailed deer.
Slower. White-tailed deer.
So I went with all hooved animals.
Yeah, that's going to mess up the
Team hoof. Team hoof.
Okay, but this is going to be really hard to get. So my last final pick, ending out this draft, for the 112 miler is a horse. A horse has been clocked at 5 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know if
For,
that's fast.
for 112 miles?
Not for 112 miles.
Yes,
not
with
straight.
a rider. For 100 miles, sorry. 12 more miles, add another. Straight. That is the record. Look it up.
I believe that.
Yep.
I believe that. I for sure believe that. I was going to pick a horse. Horses are wild.
If a horse is going at it's going to go slow, though. It cannot run at top
The
speed
record
for 5 hours.
for a horse, the record for a horse and a rider covering 100 miles is 5 hours, 45 seconds. Sorry, 5 hours, 45 minutes, 44 seconds, set by Yusuf Ahmad Al-Bashoui, an 11-year-old gray gelding named Jay Hall.
Wait,
have you ever seen those Arabian stallions?
Wait, how fast?
100 miles. 5 hours and 45 minutes and 44 seconds.
There's no
That's
way
fast,
it can go
dude.
without stopping.
That's fast.
No way.
That's the record. It's clocked.
Okay, let me see. That's, dude.
It is written. It is written, sir.
It is written. The team averaged 17 miles an hour. What a fantastic feat, this article says.
17. Dude, I can barely ride my bike that fast for that long.
Hey, that was a last minute Google search.
I don't
that
know.
saved
I
him
don't
behind.
think that's real. There's no way.
That's it.
You
They
got to
have
understand,
specifics.
Jono. A horse cannot run 5 hours without stopping.
At 17 miles an hour.
At a full click? That's like a full click.
I'm sure they stopped to drink water.
Which camels don't have to do.
I get it, but you don't have any time on the camel. You don't have any time on the camel. I have a 100-mile
100
baseline
miles
on a horse.
is 7. You have 100 miles.
Fact.
What about the next 12?
Yep, the next
The
12.
world record set by a horse is 100 miles in a day. Are you looking at horses' love?
Did you not looking at what I found?
Did you link it?
How fast can a horse go 100 miles? Look that up. This was the record. So I'm just saying this is capable. So I just have to go based off of what has been proven.
Yeah, record.
So even still, how fast could your camel do? 112.
Yeah, what's a camel's top speed?
I know it
That's what
doesn't
I
need to
wanna
stop
know.
for water, but yeah, it's a great pick.
Horse racing set. No, let me
the
look
water.
at I don't believe this.
I mean, they have the guy's name.
100
And the
miles in
11-year-old
24 hours, it
gray
says.
gelding.
It says 100 miles in 24 hours.
Where? It says 5 hours,
The team.
45 minutes.
Wow. A camel can average 12 miles per hour for up to 18 hours.
There you go.
That's kind of impressive.
That is good.
And that's
Just 'cause
real.
of how
That's
awkward
real
they
because
look.
that's just like science.
Because it's just like science.
I'm looking up. I have seen nothing on that world endurance. I have not seen anything.
Did you not see the article that I was just talking about? It pops up in Google right away.
That's not an article. It's like a frequently asked question. What is the fastest horse travel? 100 miles.
Well,
I'm trying to find more.
look up
That doesn't seem right, man.
So you're looking at
I think we got to believe him.
the record for. I see it popped up in a different one too.
So are you picking the jockey
horse?
too?
Hey, if it says a horse and rider, why the heck not? It'll be faster without him.
How do you know
If
a horse
these-
can go
if
another
these-
12 miles? How do you know the horse didn't die after that 100?
Hey, I'm just going based off of history.
I see an article that says the course record of 15 hours for the 100-mile race was set in 2007 by Okos Kanya.
Whatever course that is, Kane.
That's the course record. I guess that's true. World endurance broken 5 hours and 45 minutes and 44 seconds. Yeah, I see it right here. The next article, or next website.
That is very fast. I'm looking up.
That doesn't
other
seem like it's
statistics
even
about it.
possible.
Hey, this might be a great
It
discovery.
happened. It happened.
It did.
It's in the history books.
All right.
That was a last minute decision.
Yeah,
And it paid off.
Made an article.
Paid off. I was typing
wait, here's
the
an article.
article the whole time.
Camel runs
That's what you were
100.
typing
Camel runs
before.
112
That's what you were
miles in
typing
15 minutes.
before.
Oh wait, we gotta. Okay,
Here, let's just
No,
let's
wait,
just
we need
straight
Kane,
Google
Jimmy, we said they can't fly.
who would win in a 100-mile race,
yeah, there you go. That's actually
a camel or a horse.
if a camel was ever trained to run 112 miles, it could probably go faster.
Oh, this is an actual article of someone deliberated about this.
Good.
Really, there's people that have actually talked about this before in the past.
I mean, think about it. I'm linking the article here that I just opened up. I don't even know what they say yet.
Camels are much larger.
In 109.5 miles, a horse will. So this says the answer might be in a 109.4 mile race, the horse will win, but
in a
110-mile race, bet on the camel.
What?
No
way.
They're saying like based on like that's a point where a camel would pass it right at 110 miles.
Oh, okay. They tend to try.
I didn't read anything else in the article. That was the last line.
But has a camel ever done it in 5 hours, 45 minutes? And
that's what I'm
seconds?
saying. With a rider.
Yeah, we don't get riders. Has a horse ever done it alone?
Has any of these animals ever done it alone?
No, that's why So, okay. And the race is 112, so the camel will be faster than the horse.
In 1892, a horse and a camel competed in a famous one-day 109.4 mile race in Australia. The horse won by a hair, then promptly collapsed and died.
It's not funny, but
I didn't read this. The camel, though second, crossed the finish line relatively unfazed by the experience. Yeah. So, hey, the horse did win.
At 109.
And if it was...
The horse couldn't go 3 more miles.
We don't know. It's just because they stopped him. His heart could have kept going.
But you said...
I'm saying he crossed the finish line and then he knew he was done. It's like John Henry. But if John Henry had more to hammer in against the machine,
Jono,
he would have kept going and then collapsed.
But okay, I'm going to say something. The horse is going to start out above the camel. The second the camel reaches a horse, that will never go backwards anymore. The horse will never get ahead of that camel again. The horse will always be ahead of the camel. Once the camel reaches the horse, that'll never change until the horse dies. And then the race is over.
All right. So then it would come down to, if very close for Jimmy and I's second.
It's not going to be very close because that penguin.
Alligator versus the Gentoo
That penguin is nuts, dude. I looked at videos. I looked at highlight videos of this penguin swimming. It's nuts. You should see his highlight video.
Like all 22 miles an hour faster. So
I think I win because I'm the only one that has 3 true land animals.
You got to try to get pity votes.
A penguin's a land animal, though. They're a mammal.
They spend most of their time in water.
So I did. We got to move off of this soon. So we did say, like, I think the words land animal were said, but I did say that it can't be a fish and it can't be done by flying. That's what I said.
And it has to be a land animal.
But it has to be able to be on land. What is a land animal?
Yes.
It can survive on land.
An animal who spends most of their time on land.
We didn't say mammal.
A penguin?
Mammal would have mean...
An ostrich? You think a penguin spends most of the time in the water?
Yeah.
No.
That's what they do. They swim.
Do you know that elk shed their horns?
Yeah, they do.
They're called antlers. Penguin versus alligator. I think me and Jimmy have a pretty close lineup.
I don't know.
You're pretty close.
Well, we still haven't figured out exactly how fast an elk swims. I've seen him swim pretty fast.
22 miles an hour, just plowing through water.
So quick. What are some other animals that you guys were like thinking about?
So
you guys did like last minute research of like just looking up what is the fastest thing to do.
The ostrich was definitely on there.
Ostrich is number one.
So I was gonna do
ostrich.
You can also find pronghorn. Ostrich and pronghorn were gonna be my whatever you guys would pick. I was gonna try to grab one for the other. I don't know if an ostrich could go 112 miles, but I think a pronghorn could, even if it's at the slow.
112. Yeah, the ostrich is marathon. The ostrich can't go 112 miles, but it can go very fast at 26. The camel is probably the only animal on here that can go 112 miles without dying at a fast clip.
Besides the horses that we looked up.
That died at 109 miles.
One of them did. Another one
went at
5 hours.
This isn't horse cast, but how do they make a horse run 100 to... Oh, no, I did read something.
They're both riding. They're racing.
They have people on them? Or they just know that they're racing?
And the horse.
Do they know they're... Okay, they have people on them.
No, the camel and the horse. Okay.
When they were trained. They were trained. It was actually a circus.
Did someone say horses are one of the only animals, or not one of the only, they're one of the animals that will go until they die. Like, they obviously, but like they will go until they die. Like that can go until they die. Crazy. What is it, like humans? Because most animals, I was reading somewhere, this could be completely wrong.
They would stop.
They have to stop. Like all other animals, a horse and a human can go till they die. I think. I can't remember. No, a human probably pass out first. Wow. Who knows?
So we didn't say human for the marathon
because you're not allowed
to.
Or
for the 112. Well, it is a land animal.
Okay, but
no. I'm saying if you want to do a runner at 112, because we talked about I know the spirit of it, but talking about a human having a different cooling system that's why it's like.
And we also didn't do human because this is an animal draft.
In all of this research, I did find that there is a marathon race between humans and horses with riders in England every year. And so
who wins?
The horses every time.
The horses win. The horses 2/3 of the time. 1/3 of the time humans win.
Wait, what?
Did the horse have an issue? Did it break a leg or?
No, it's like off-roading trails, like across little creeks. So they're riding through it.
So it's not
sorry. The humans get a head start, and but then the horses they still generally win 2/3 of the time, but 1/3 of the time they do not.
I see.
So we should
let's move it on to
squad. So just to recap.
Okay. So, I'm sorry.
Draft
no,
for sure.
We're going to recap our picks first. Okay. So my picks, I picked a camel for the bike. I picked a Gentoo penguin for the swim and an ostrich for the marathon. Kane picked an elk for the swim, an antelope for the bike, and a white-tailed deer for the marathon. Jono picked an American alligator for the swim, a pronghorn for the marathon, and a horse for the bike portion. So, and vote on
comment
this on
below
Spotify when
who you think.
Yeah, comment below who you think won. And if you think Kane, you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm the only one who picked land animals.
All right,
all right, we are moving on to squad goals.
Okay, which is also kind of
all right, Jim. You want to run this down?
All right, Jono's goals for last week: complete 12 miles. Did you do that?
And I did. Not only did I today. I ran 3, so I'm technically 15 from when we recorded.
Okay.
But within the week time frame, I did complete 12. And I did 6 miles in one day because over a holiday break, I did nothing for 3 days. And I was like, man, I need to go run, and I did 6 miles.
Good.
So, yes, I did. I did complete that.
Oh, that's what you wrote down. Okay. Did you do your 2 high-intensity interval training?
So that is for this time. So I just put that.
Oh, okay.
So
Jono's new. Okay, sorry.
Yes. Yep. I'll go. So my new squad goals. I'll actually use the 3 I did today for this new week. Is to do 2 high-intensity training 45-minute session workouts, and 12 miles. So basically, just adding 2 workouts on top of the 12 that I did last time. So that is my next week's squad goals, slowly adding here and there.
Hey, you got like 2 stars in a row, I think.
I did. And I went 6 miles one day to hit it, and I was like really excited that
you can come on here and proudly say I completed it.
That I could say I did it.
Mr. Reisner, you had a squad goal to complete 3 runs and 2 resistance training sessions.
That's how you put it? And you did Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I completed my 3 runs and my 2 resistance sessions.
You did it.
Squad star for me.
The only reason I'm saying that is you ran a 7-miler, and you only said to do 3 runs. You didn't even say a certain distance, but you just did a 7-miler to
just to one up you.
Per the previous episode, 1-upper title.
Kane,
so my mileage was. I can't add 16 miles, so it's not crazy. I had 7, a 5, and a 4.
Nice.
Is that 16? 9 plus 7. Yeah. Okay. And then, I got my 2 resistance sessions in. So I did complete my goals.
Good job, dude. What are you doing this week?
So I'm going to flip the script this week. It's too cold to run.
2 runs and 3 resistance trainings.
Well, I'm going to do 3 resistance.
Okay.
And
for how long? Define a time frame.
So my resistance or my weight sessions are like 45 to 60 minutes.
Okay. As long as you know it's I think it's
yeah. So my workouts, they're gonna I'm gonna make sure that they're like a worthwhile workout.
Yeah, I believe you. I just like the specific one. For me, the reason I do it is because it holds me to that what I stated for the specific, and not just
When
like
you do
bailing
it.
at like a 20-minute. Hey, 2 times in a row there, sir.
Once I get my bike trainer, I'll start putting real miles.
Putting miles on stuff, right?
Or like hours.
Yeah, I'm the only one putting on bike miles.
I know.
Because you have
the Wahoo
trainer.
Kicker Smart Trainer, not a sponsor, but if they'd like to, I would gladly take
a sponsor.
more.
So I'm going to do 3 resistance sessions and 2 endurance sessions, which are going to be row workouts. I haven't decided exactly what. Yep, both of them. I haven't decided exactly what that's going to look like yet.
And usually, it's like you sit down and you grab a handle and you pull, like you're rowing a boat.
So it's like, oh, interesting concept.
Is your mic working?
What's a boat?
What's a boat? So
Kane
I don't know. I don't know
the Kane takes elks. He doesn't ride any boats.
I swam like an elk.
All right, that's a pretty good.
5 sessions.
Yeah, 5 sessions.
Keep me going.
All right, I'm gonna go. So for my goal this past week, I took a big break. I hurt my lower back, and then I hurt my lower front, like my lower abdominal, because I jumped and I stretched, and it was like it pulled something pretty hard. So
that was all from the same instance.
No. The back was from deadlifting and squatting.
Oof.
And the front was from trying to jump and grab a branch to pull off of a tree.
I probably would have told people that.
No,
it was
This was you. No, you were rock climbing and you were jumping to the next rock.
It was pathetic because I was like,
someone was falling off a bridge and you jumped to save their life.
I was in full winter, like I was in snow pants, a jacket because we had a bunch of snow, and I was in boots, and a bunch of us were trying to get a dead branch out of a tree. So a few people were holding down the live branch. They were pulling on the dead branch, but it was caught on a live branch. So I went to jump and grab the live branch and pull it down so they could slide it over. And I jumped too far. And I reached back and I screamed so loud because it hurt. And then I fell and rolled off. And then it was so annoying. And then I couldn't move for a while, and then people were really concerned, but it wasn't terrible.
When you get hurt, do you just don't want people to talk to you? That's how I get.
Yeah. They were. It was just annoying. It was it was one of those things.
I just get mad. I'm like, don't talk.
Even
to
when
me.
you hurt your back, where you know it's hurt, but anybody looking at you what are you doing? It's not an injury you can see. So that's what it was like when I did it. It wasn't an injury you could see. So I'm walking around holding my stomach. I'm like, oh. You're like, what is wrong with you?
So good.
But
man. So I took. Is it feeling better though?
I took a break for 3 days. Actually 4 days. But the first day I played flag football, and then the very first play at quarterback I tore or messed it up again. So I stopped football.
Tore it.
Tore it.
I tore it.
Abdominal tear. I ruptured abdominal tear.
I ruptured my stomach.
But then I took 3 days off after that. Completely did nothing, and I went back to lifting, and it was great. Actually, huge gains, big gains.
Nice.
So that was my week, and the rest was definitely needed. I woke up invigorated and strong. So this next week, I'm going to do 3 resistance.
Invigorated and strong. Sorry.
I can't.
It's like you're just you're gonna hurt your stomach laughing here. Okay, so what this week? What are you gonna?
Well, this week I plan to be invigorated and strong, and do 3 resistance training. I'm not going to swim this week. I have to take this week off. But I'm going to do 3 bike rides for an hour. That's a big one. That's going to be tough. But I think I can do it. I got my kicker. I got Netflix, and so I just sit on there and get the wattage.
That's what I'm excited most about for the Wahoo, the kicker. Is
just watching
you can
stuff.
watch Netflix. You can read.
You can be watching our podcast.
Oh,
yeah,
and riding.
But wait,
we try to keep it to an hour.
Listen,
we're right around.
If they wanted to watch our podcast, where do they find it?
Oh, good transition. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on Spotify and on YouTube. And you would find us at Unlaced, a triathlon podcast. Speaking of, you have been listening to Unlaced. It's been an honor having you.
That draft got intense, boys. That draft got
over these
intense.
Invigorated and strong.
It's been an honor,
get after
gentlemen.
it.
I will take my first place medal for the draft.
Vote for me, please. See ya.
Now we get a good fade. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.